In question 2 of any mathematical literacy paper 1 exam, you can expect to get finance questions only and perhaps 1 or 2 probability questions. In this question 2 of this paper, you are assessed on your understanding of finance. Let's take a look at this question in detail, starting with question 2.1. In May of 2021, Ms. Adonis bought a house. At the end of April 2023, she received communication from the bank that her home loan repayments will increase from the 1st of May 2023. Annex B shows the notification of an increase in a monthly interest rate. Now, the original loan agreement lists the total loan amount as of the 31st of May 2021 as 920,000 Rand. This is the amount Ms. Adonis borrowed from the bank to purchase the house. The initial loan interest rate was 5.7%. This interest rate is applied to the loan at the beginning of the loan term. Then we have the basic repayment amount of 5,777 Rand 91 cents. Now moving on to the new repayment details, we see that the new yearly interest rate as of the 1st of May 2023 was 9.95%. Now the total new repayment is made up of the basic repayment of 8,024 Rand 93 cents, the property insurance of 369 Rand 40 cents, and the administration fee of 69 Rand. This gives us a total loan repayment of 8,463 Rand 33 cents. The remaining loan term is 28 years, and the total interest payable over the loan term is also given and is estimated to be 1,915,046 Rand 32 cents. We have to use the information in Annex B to answer the questions that follow. In question 211, you have to define the term home loan in your own words. A home loan can be defined as the money you borrow from a bank to buy a house or a property. In question 212, you are instructed to identify the loan amount. On the bank notification in Annex B, the loan amount is listed as 920,000 Rand. In question 213, you have to calculate the increase in the interest rate on the loan from May 2021 when the loan was initiated to May 2023. The increase in the interest rate from May 2021 to May 2023 will be the difference between these two rates. The difference between 9.95% and 5.7% will be 4.25%. This means that there was a 4.25% increase in the interest rate from May 2021 to May 2023. In question 214, you have to calculate the total amount that will be repaid for the house at the end of the loan term. Now, when we borrow money from a bank to buy anything, we have to pay that money back plus the interest that is charged for borrowing that money. We call the initial amount that we borrowed the principal amount and the charge for borrowing that money the interest. This means that the total amount that will be repaid to the bank for borrowing the money to buy the house at the end of the loan term will be the total loan amount of 920,000 Rand plus the total interest payable over the loan term of 1,915,046 Rand 23 cents. This will give us a total amount that will be repaid to the bank of 2,835,046 Rand 32 cents. In question 215, you have to explain why the amount in question 214 is more than the original purchase price of the house. The reason why the amount in question 214 is more than the original purchase price of the house is because the interest for borrowing the loan amount must be paid to the bank in addition to the principal amount of the loan. In question 216, Mr. Donor states that her monthly repayment increased by more than the percentage increase in the interest rate between May 2021 and May 2023. You have to verify showing the necessary calculations whether a statement is correct. To calculate the percentage increase between two values, we can use the following formula. Percentage increase equals the new value minus the old value divided by the old value multiplied by 100. In our case here, the new value is the basic repayment amount of 8,024.93 cents, and the old value is the initial basic repayment amount of 5,777.91 cents. Substituting these values into the formula will give us the following equation. Using our calculator, we find that the actual percentage increase in the interest rates between May 2021 and May 2023 is 38.89%. Therefore, a statement is valid. Question 2.2 states that in May of 2023, Mr. Donors decided to have a house re-evaluated by an estate agent. The agent valuated the house to be 1,800,000 Rand. Should the house be sold, the estate agent would take a 6% commission for the sale. Her monthly municipality rates and taxes are 800 Rand, and she made the following improvements to her house during her ownership. New floors in the living room, 15,000 Rand. Changes to her garden at 6,000 Rand. Paving, 10,000 Rand. And general maintenance, 13,000 Rand. You have to calculate the amount of profit she would make if she sold the house for the evaluated price. Now we should note that the profit is the positive difference between income and expense. In this case, the income is the selling price of the house of 1,800,000 Rand. The expense is the total amount of the commission for selling the house, the total municipality rates and taxes, the improvements made to the house, and the loan amount of 920,000 Rand. To calculate the expense of the property, we start by calculating the commission that will need to be paid to the estate agent. That will be 6% as a fraction, which is 6 over 100, multiplied by the selling price of the house of 1,800,000 Rand. This equals a commission of 108,000 Rand. Next, we calculate the total rates and taxes that were paid monthly to the municipality over the 2 years that Mr. Donors owned the house from May 2021 to May 2023. This will be 800 Rand per month multiplied by 12 months in the year multiplied by 2 years. This gives us a total of 19,200 Rand. Next, we find the total expense by calculating the sum of the total commission for selling the house, the total municipality rates and taxes over the 2 years, the improvements made to the house, and the initial loan amount. This will give us a total expense of 1,091,200 Rand. Now we can calculate the profit Mr. Donors would make if she sold the house for the evaluated price. We do this by finding the difference between the selling price of 1,800,000 Rand and the total expense of 1,091,200 Rand. This equals a profit of 708,800 Rand. Question 2.3 states that to combat the influence of load shedding, Ms. Adonis investigate different power solutions. She considers installing a solar power system but finds that the cost of such a system has increased drastically, so she inspects other rent-to-own options. The advertisement below shows two options, a rent-to-own as well as an option to buy it with a once-off payment, while Table 3 shows additional costs for installing the solar power system. The rent-to-own option requires a deposit of R5,472.78 with a monthly payment of R1,216.17 over a period of 18 months. If it is bought with a once-off payment, the cash price is R35,999. This cost excludes extra equipment and material of R14,300 and labor per hour or part thereof of R102.88. Now there is a note that states that the rent-to-own refers to the option of renting a system by paying it monthly and then having the option to buy it at the end of the loan term. Question 231 states that to determine the cost of paying back the system on the rent-to-own option, Ms. Adonis sets up the following table. She used the following formula to complete the table. The cost of rental equals R5,472.78 plus R1,216.17 multiplied by the number of months. We are given the table that lists the months in the first row and the cost of the corresponding month in the second row. There are three unknown values labeled F, G, and H. You have to complete the table on answer sheet 1 by calculating the missing values F, G, and H, showing all calculations. Now we start by calculating F, which is the total amount paid for renting the solar power system for 1 month. Substituting 1 for the number of months into the formula for the cost of rental will give us R5,472.78 plus R1,216.17 multiplied by 1. Simplifying this equation will give us the value for F of R6,688.95. Next, we calculate G, which is the number of months for paying the cost of rental of R20,066.82. Substituting the cost of rental of R20,066.82 into the formula will give us the equation R20,066.82 equal to R5,472.78 plus R1,216.17 multiplied by the number of months. We solve this equation by subtracting 5,472.78 from both sides of the equation. We do this to get rid of the 5,472.78 on this side of the equation. Simplifying this equation will give us 14,594.04 equal to 1,216.17 multiplied by the number of months. The next step is to get rid of the 1,216.17 on this side of the equation. We do this by dividing both sides of the equation by 1,216.17. Simplifying this equation will give us the number of months equal to 12. So G equals 12 months. Next, we will calculate H, which is the total amount paid for renting the solar power system for 18 months. Substituting 18 for the number of months into the formula for the cost of rental will give us 5,472.78 plus 1,216 Rand 17 cents multiplied by 18. Simplifying this equation will give us the value for H equal to 27,363 Rand 84 cents. Question 232 states that answer sheet 1 shows the graph of the cash option drawn. You have to use the information calculated in your table to draw the graph showing our repayments over the 18-month period. To draw the rent-to-own option, you're going to have to plot at least 2 points. Now the first of the 2 points must be the starting point, and the second point can be any point you choose from the table. We will then join and extend these points in a straight line to form the graph that represents the rent-to-own option over the 18-month period. So the first step is to plot the starting point. In this case, the starting point is at month 1. The cost for month 1 was calculated to be 6,688 Rand 95 cents. So we plot a point at month 1 and 6,688 Rand 95 cents. Step 2 is to plot any other point in the table. For this example, I will choose 15 months at a cost of 23,715 Rand 33 cents. Finally, we join the line and extend the line, forming a straight line from the starting point at month 1 to the end point at month 18. Question 233 states that Mr. Donis found out that the installation will take 8 hours and 45 minutes on the first day and 5 hours and 56 minutes on the second day. You have to calculate the cost of installing the cash option solar power system. Now the total cost to install the cash option of the solar power system will be the sum of the cash price of the solar power system plus the cost of the extra equipment and materials and the total labor to install the system. The cash option of the solar power system is listed as 35,999 Rand and the cost of the extra equipment and material is listed as 14,300 Rand. The total cost of the labor needs to be calculated because only the labor cost per hour is given. We were told that the installation took 8 hours and 45 minutes on the first day and 5 hours and 56 minutes on the second day. This gives us a total time of 14 hours and 41 minutes. Now, if you read carefully, you will note that the labor is charged per hour or part thereof. The part thereof in the statement is important. It means that if we have a time that extends into the next hour, we're going to have to round it up to the next full hour. Even if it's just 1 minute into the next hour, we still have to round it up to the next full hour. The phrase or part thereof comes up a lot in question papers, so this is something you're going to have to look out for in future exams. In this case, we have a time that extends 41 minutes into the next hour, so we have to round this time up to the next hour. When we do that, we have a total time of 15 hours. Now, to calculate the total cost of the labor, we multiply the cost per hour by the total hours of 15. And this equals a total cost for labor of 1,543 Rand 20 cents. Now the total cost to install the cash option solar power system is 35,999 Rand plus 14,300 Rand plus 1,543 Rand 20 cents, and this equals 50,299 Rand. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and if you found this video helpful, please like and share to help others like you, and you can subscribe to get notified of more videos like this. If you want to learn more, you can check out this video next.